What?
Cleo recognizes this woman from her days on Dias.
Oh my god.
It's Margo, Blue Eyes McCracken. One of Cleo's chief rivals in banditry and tomfoolery on Dias. A girl about her same age with similar skill set from an opposing group of goons. And Cleo would recognize that face and that smug smile anywhere she steps out.
Oh my god.
And as Margo steps forward, she looks straight at Cleo, her eyes widening, stepping forward, reaching out a finger and pointing. Y'all must think I'm crazier than the hind legs of a prawn to think I'll be getting on any ship with one of them. Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode. It's a return to the prime timeline of that expedition through I was so close.
Oh,
It's the Backwater Bastards in space.
In space.
yes. Oh, I've missed it. I mean, Cleo Day's been great, but damn it, it's good to do a good old in space.
In space. We're back. We're back. It's now.
We're back. It's now. We're the dream team, baby.
We're the hottest thing on the street. We've just strutted out. We've got a new EP. We've got our individual looks. We're all walking in a line.
Oh my god, that's true. That's true. We have new gear. We have new gear, new weapons. Did you guys?
We do. But
Did you remember?
Let's we'll get to that. But
cool.
we're just going to introduce ourselves first. I'm DM Dick.
Oh,
I'm going to be chauffeuring
the best
this madness from town to town. Over there we got Mr. Daniel Matthews, aka Dr. Z, the psychic jellyfish.
I am
creature.
a psychic jellyfish. I am that. That is me. I am Z. What about Z? Z is me.
and then across the table there's Taylor, aka Cleo, the walking, talking bipedal bear with the bombs and the guns.
Dang. Now y'all know. Now y'all know. People been asking for a long time.
Yeah.
But now there ain't no secrets.
and now
Or
they're
are
going to be
there?
like, damn, why'd I ask? Now I got to know.
So yes, we have just wrapped on Cleo Day, where we've finally learned the origin story of Cleo's Ursine form.
Yeah. Well, it was brilliantly told as well, Dickie. It was it was really good.
That was some serious dick magic.
And Willem, if you're listening, it was great having you.
Oh, he is.
And I mean, Bortus and
Whether he
Fron,
wants to or not.
Bortus and Fron managed to survive the whole experience in one way or another. So we could definitely have them back.
I guess so. Yeah.
Ish. You know what though? If you don't live fast, die young, then what's the point?
You die slow, old.
Yeah.
That hurts in a different
You want a small number under that flap.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Listen to Sidearm if you want that.
Will
shit.
that Sidearm episode come out before this?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it will.
Okay, so it's an in-joke that a few people will understand. In-jokes aside, so yeah, I mean, we do need to do a bit of a stock take, because the Bastard's got a whole lot of sweet new swag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got
So,
the cool new gear. We got that cool new shine. That cool new what's the drip? We've got a drip.
Yeah, you dripped.
We are dripped.
Oh, we're dripping all
you're
over
real
the place.
We are drippy beings.
Well, I'm not even dripping. I'm runny.
Yeah.
That's not in that box, is it?
And I'm squishy.
I'm bleeding out.
This is all very nice sounding. So yeah, the Bastards, Cleo and
sprung
Z,
alike.
both have got new fancy sets of armor made by the fantastic Keen.
Red and baby blue.
And yeah, they're like a dark red and then a sky blue kind of color,
Yeah.
matching squad uniform. Cleo has just got a full kind of semi-mech suit armor jumpsuit. It's got little fold-out wings. It's got boots. It's got fingerless bear gloves. It's got a snack pocket. It has smart weapon holsters all over it.
Oh.
It's the real deal.
It's a bear mech. You are like a Zoid. You're like a Zoid.
Oh my god, a Zoid. I haven't
like a
said that
Zoid.
word in at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's quite a Zoid.
Hey,
but,
hey, whoa,
even to be
whoa.
Zoid alike, Zoid adjacent is still good.
You know what I need to do though? On one of our next visits to Keen, I already have more shit that I want to buy. Get ready.
Turn Reese into a Zoid.
Zoid. We need to make
Zoid Reese.
We need to do Zeo with Reese.
Yeah.
Did you do that to a classic car though? Because Reese is
Bumblebee's a classic
vintage.
car in it, and then it turns into a whole fucking transformer. So
no, but Bumblebee is a transformer that turns into a classic car.
So are you saying that
that's
Bumblebee could be something else? Because I don't think he can. I think he has to be the classic car.
No,
Exactly.
right at the
Rules of
beginning of the
Animorphs
Transformers
is
movie, they all
that-
they scanned shit. They scanned shit and then they picked it.
Hold on,
arbitrarily
Animorphs
as well.
is different though. Anything you taste, you can be.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
What?
Rules of Animorphs, it stays that form too long, it turns into it.
Anything
So-
you taste though, what?
However, you get the DNA to be the Animorph. You look at it real long. I can't remember.
Anyway,
Don't you have to touch it to get enough of the DNA to be that?
I never read Animorphs. I just flicked through the
Well,
things that made
just so
them
you know,
transform.
you can
morph.
actually read every single one for free on the internet now. Just
Well, great, high quality. Anyway, Cleo also got a new weapon. It's called the Ghost Axe.
Ghost
And it's a big ass. It's kind of almost like a lamppost that when you hit shit with it, like an energy blade axe head just pops out of it. That's shield piercing. It's a scary weapon to put in the hands of a giant, powerful bear.
this is something that developers may at a later date decide to nerf.
Yes.
It's pretty tough.
spamming
It's
axe.
pretty powerful. It's a bit scary. Only Cleo can really sort of lift it. You got to be a big hulky thing to
This
make
patch
use of it.
definitely.
You have to be big
Yeah,
and scary
everyone's
to
everyone's
already
rolling Earth sign.
everyone's
rolling Earth sign.
Exactly. Yeah. What about the poor
Dr. Z,
jellies?
on the other hand, he's got the same sort of matching armor,
Oh yeah.
but it's more like a throne or an egg cup that houses a sort of a sphere-like gelatinous nanobot plastic form called the Honey Boy that Dr. Z lives in as a sort of a life support and sort of general
As if Z couldn't get
articulation for
lazier.
his will.
You know, it's just brilliant.
And now the Honey Boy doesn't even have to carry him because the Honey Boy gets to sit in its little egg cup.
Honey Boy's being carried. Two things.
in a goblet.
The egg cup upon which he can
Yeah.
sort of stick in his energy shields,
You're
energy
like a
shield
bowl of
projection,
cherries.
his
Yeah.
stealth unit projection. It's also got 3 tentacly arms that come out the bottom of it that you can use to strut around on, and then it has a little hover unit, and it can hover up to about 2 meters. Or it can burst him into the air about 3 meters, but
It is the creator inside the creation. You know, it's just becoming more of a jellyfish. It's brilliant.
he's a jellyfish floating in a blob of jelly with jellyfish-like tentacles, robotic underneath it. He's now in a form that is appropriate to his body type. He's not he's not trying to pretend to
It
be
is.
bipedal.
All the therapists that listen to this are like,
Daniel, need some help? No, thank you. I have wine.
the man within the wine.
Anyway, so thus thoroughly dripped out, the bastards. They've set up themselves a little bastard HQ, which Trevor and Boris are working on right now in an
Heck yeah.
abandoned underground train station.
The train.
Everything's coming up Millhouse. It's just
It
so
really
good.
is.
And Dr. Z had already arranged a job. An easy job. It's just a
Easy
pickup transport kind
money.
of thing. Easy money. It's just someone here in midspace needs a ride somewhere close by.
Yeah,
We've
well,
got a
So
ride.
the bastards, they took across town in their fancy new gears, looking super flash and fly.
Yes.
God, at least we look good.
I know.
Went down to the arcade to meet up with their contact. But the contact was none other than Margo McCracken,
Oh.
Cleo's old rival from the days back in Dias when she was still human.
At least I look fly.
Yeah. I mean, you may be a bear, a scary earth sign, but you dripped out, you swaggy.
I'm hemorrhaging. Somebody get a tourniquets.
You're what they call iconic.
What?
So we bring ourselves back
Wet
into the
person.
back into the back into the timeline here. the bastards, finally seeing Margo stepping out of the shadows. She looks much as Cleo remembers her. She's 5 years older, 5 years wiser. She's a whole lot cleaner. She's got way nicer gear.
Oh,
Wow.
She's got, like a clean bomber jacket and like tight leather trousers and a sniper rifle on her back.
Sniper.
Sniper, no sniping. And a whole lot of explosive kits.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I see grounds for competition. Maybe.
Just feeling like really feeling weird.
And as she approached the bastards, she was staring Cleo down, almost as if she recognized her or something. But it wasn't her she recognized. It was the Ursine species that wreaked so much havoc on Dias, stole so many of their young, able-bodied people, And Cleo, obviously back then, 5 years ago, was able to save a bunch of them, but still, some of them
10.
were taken off. Some of them were evacuated off in the ships, and
At least 10, but
At least 10 were saved.
people of Dias ain't forgotten that, and they do not have any love for the Ursine.
Well.
And it's at this moment of recognition from Margo, the bastards standing in the noisy, flashing lights and sounds of the arcade. Just round the corner in a shady, dark patch behind the Dance Fusion machine, that Margo, staring down Cleo and looking flustered at Dr. Z, announces her disinclination to get aboard a starcraft with an Ursine. You must think I'm crazier than a prawn's hind legs to be getting on a ship with one of those.
So fucking rude.
Yes, well, we have had difficulties before, but I assure you, Cleo here is, what?
She freezes and stares at Dr. Z, pure, white-knuckled hate in her eyes as she hears the name. Cleo's like, why did you say that name?
I'm gonna grab you.
Yeah?
I'm not saying anything, but I'm thinking it to you. Not Cleo.
What do you mean? Cleo, is this you?
Not Cleo.
What do you
Not.
What do you mean,
Not
Cleo?
Cleo. Not
Cleo.
Not Cleo.
As I said, Cleo here with a K.
Cleo?
Yes, Cleo. That's right, isn't it?
Just it's a family name.
Margo sort of looking panicked between the two of you, and then she looks down at the little console on her wrist and is like, Heck! God darn it, I don't have time for this. Look, you keep a leash on that thing. So refusing to even talk to Cleo. You keep a leash on that thing. You tell me one thing. Now you people ain't any kind of associates with that bag of tin deets, are ya?
Well, associates, I imagine, we have frequented Dietz's establishment, but I don't think Dietz would consider us friends at this point in time. No, you see, Cleo here actually had removed one of Dietz's hands at one point.
I'm gonna hold up a hand.
All right. Just you ain't gonna be going blabbing to that tin can about what we're about to go and do. That's what I'm asking.
You better not go blabbing either.
All right, we're all on the same page then. Now, all you got to do is easy job. Even the furball can get it right. You just got to take me to a place on midspace. You just got to take me into the dark side. There's a suborbital station up there.
Oh my god.
They don't know nothing about it of this side. All I'm saying is, you got to get me in there. You got to give me 10 minutes, and then you get me out. You don't need to know no more than that.
Right, well, yes, well, can I get the address, perhaps?
I'm going to send you the details here. And she sort of flicks a little thing on her wrist-mounted console. And it's just a basic little thing. It looks like it's just a random point in the street, not particularly far from here. It is definitely a hop, skip, and a jump from Dietz's bar. Mm-hmm. It's right there in Zuzu Town. But it's just a point in the street. It's can you land your bird in the street here and pick me up?
Hold on, let me see that.
Yes, I'll look at it with Cleo.
Can we actually land our bird there?
So yeah, it's wide enough, these streets, you can land the Grey Dragon there.
Okay.
Well, we can definitely make that happen, and just a short flight. I mean, just nudge Cleo. Cleo, what do you think?
Well, I mean, when we getting paid?
Ah, yes.
Deposits.
Deposits.
What have you?
I'll pay you in full upon pickup.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Hey, look, you're getting the money before you've even done the job.
Well, I mean,
It don't get no more fair than that, and that's the only offer I'm gonna give you.
if we was getting the money before we even done did the job, maybe we get a little bit right now so we could get petrol.
And parking.
Yeah.
You doing a pickup, we ain't gonna be parking long at all.
Well, we parked already.
Right, we'll be there.
They don't
waiting.
validate here.
We shall go and await your message. Will it be, text, audio? What are we looking out for? A beeper?
I'll send you a beep.
Beeps. Love beeps.
You be ready within the next couple hours. My business ain't gonna take long.
Alright.
Fine.
You gonna give me your number?
Oh, yes, right, sorry. I thought perhaps you saw that on the flyer as well. Here we go.
How did she call?
Send over the number.
Freelancing.
Yes, so that's the beep one, but we're reachable on the other home line.
The private line.
For the Reese, but that's the private one for me, and yeah, that's a typo there. That should say Cleo.
She gives Cleo another sort of narrow, hateful look. And she's like, just be ready.
Cleo looks
and
away.
storms out. She storms. She turns about, like her jacket sort of flapping in the wind behind her as she just marches straight towards. There's a fire exit. She kicks the little bar that pops it open and walks out the back door. The door swinging back with a thud.
Jeez. Wow.
I reckon Birthday would like them. They'd get along like a house on fire.
See?
Yes, Cleo. What was that all about?
I know her.
Oh, you know the old kicky door.
From Dice.
Oh,
From my planet.
from your planet, from Dias.
Yes.
And is this a good connection? Is this going to lead to extra money for us?
Well, I mean, I don't. Probably not.
Ah,
Probably not. And thing is, why ain't nobody know I'm alive?
well then they should be grateful and happy to find out. Or is this one of those ones where you did the old run-out ghost blade, before?
I might have done. I might have done.
You ghosted the whole planet.
Yeah, I did. It was easy. It was just easier.
Oh, Cleo,
It was just easier that way, see?
I've done the exact same thing. If we ever go back to a
You
tournament,
ghosted a whole planet?
ghost a planet, it's
The whole thing?
you had your fun, you did what you needed to do, you left.
Yeah, I did what I could.
You did what you could. All right.
I did what I could, done what I can, packed up, and yeah, I didn't tell anybody.
Well, fair enough. So we need to keep your identity secret from
Yeah, she can't know. She'll tell him. She'll tell the whole. And see, I don't know how they's gonna feel about it.
Yes. And are you sure she recognized you? I mean, she didn't seem. She seemed quite
Nah,
angry.
definitely not. Definitely not.
No. Maybe you've changed your
you
fur.
can tell.
You've changed your fur a few times, or gained fur.
Nah, you can tell. She didn't even guess about it.
No.
It's probably just been. It's been so long.
Well, Cleo, we can get this job done. We can get the money. Bing bang bosh, as I've heard someone else say down that alleyway back there.
Bing bang bosh.
And nobody gonna be the wiser.
Nobody's gonna be the wiser.
They ain't.
All right. Well, how about we get some tentacles on the way back to Reese?
How about it?
We is about to get paid after all.
Man, I really wish that we could have gotten paid something now.
Yes, well, we go and get these bloody tentacles. Do you think Boris would want some?
Yeah, he would. Man, and I'm just like 10% Maggot always was a cheap ass.
Ah, even nicknames, so you do know them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. We didn't have a pot to piss in, but I mean, she could have put up a little bit so I could get a tentacle. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I gotta buy that tentacle with my own money.
Oh, I hate it as well.
Or, your own money. Whichever.
It's company money, business expense.
And with that little mini locker filled to the brim with company money, the pair make their way back out of the sort of the downtown district of Midspace, picking up some bar snacks on the way, a whole lot of deep fried goodies.
Oh yeah.
And pop into the fishbowl and make their way back to their secret cavern. It's as you sort of start getting in there, and you can see there's like, as you're coming in through the train passageway, you can see like a moving light inside there. Like lights are moving around for some reason, which seems a bit strange. And when you finally do pull into the station, you're greeted to quite the sight.
What is it?
You see Reese hovering in the middle of the station.
Ooh.
Huge chains riveted to the sides of his chassis
What?
that are going over a pulley system and then wrapped hastily and knotted around the train.
What?
And at the moment, Reese is hovering in midair, holding the train so that it's just sort of like swaying
Oh, Boris, what have you been doing?
off the ground towards the tracks. Meanwhile, at the other end of the train,
Oh my
you
god.
see
Oh my god. We shouldn't have left. We
We
shouldn't have left
shouldn't
him.
have left Boris alone.
What have we done?
Oh no.
you see Boris and Jordan, the pterodactyl.
Oh no.
Jordan has a rope tied around both of his wings like a little harness attached to the other end of the train, and Boris is attempting to lead Jordan to try and swing the train around
Oh my
onto the
God.
tracks.
Oh, Cleo, what have we done?
Jordan!
Boris!
Yes, Jordan, this way. Oh no, Cleo. Oh, it's perfect. I need your help to get Jordan to go the right way.
Where the bloody hell is Trevor?
After Z, Trevor said he didn't want to be any part of this and went down the corridor. But we are rebuilding the train.
Well, maybe next time you're going to do something that involves flying, you could keep the pilot about. Boris, what is this?
I thought that I'd cleaned out the train a bit, and
Yes.
I did think that maybe we could turn it into some sort of battle engine. But it needs to be on the tracks, Doctor.
Right, well, I was getting ready to be quite upset, but now you've said the word battle engine, and that sounds, well, Boris, that sounds very cool.
Oh,
Yes, it's gonna be fantastic. Cleo, please. Jordan won't do what I say.
Jordan! Jordan, what have they done to you? Jordan, my sweet baby tomato. Jordan. What have they trained you to what have they done to you? Jordan, my boy. Come on down here, Jordan. I got something for you. Don't worry.
Yes.
Jordan sort of like flaps down to the ground awkwardly, still affixed to the train, and sort of like starts trotting towards Cleo, which has the desired effect of like swinging the train around, sparking and hissing and sort of onto the tracks almost.
I'll move the fishbowl over to just nudge the final little bit with the ship against the train to get it to line up.
And finally, with a third sort of axis of movement, you finally are actually sort of line this thing up. And Boris is like,
Yes, I got a little to the... Reese, now, drop!
Reese suddenly
That
flying
doesn't sound
up,
good. Boris in charge.
letting the chain go over the pulley system up above, and the train descends with a thud
Oh.
perfectly onto the track.
Okay.
Boris did it! Oh my
I'm feeding
days.
Jordan tentacles.
So as Cleo is able to sort of get Jordan untangled and feed him some tentacles, I imagine Z's parking up the fishbowl. Boris, for his part, starts taking Reese off the things, but the chains are still kind of riveted to the sides of his body a little bit, making a little, almost like a jingling noise as he flies.
Say, Boris, we need to remove these chains. We've got a very important customer waiting for us. They're going to be beeping, in fact, any moment now.
No problem, Doctor. It will just take me a few hours to get them off.
No, not a few hours. We need to have Reese ready to go in the next, I would say, 30 minutes.
Oh. What if I just cut the chains a bit shorter?
Well, would they be, an eyesore?
I mean, only if you don't like chains.
Boris, we have a very important client call coming up. Just cut them, get them as short as possible.
Fantastic. This guy's got just the tool for the job.
He pulls out the multi-tool that Rad's got him and fires up some sort of energy welder and starts swinging about, lashing, cutting these chains off. So there's just like little short, sort of foot-long sections of chain still dangling off the bolts on the side of the ship.
My God.
Yeah.
Carrying like a surprising amount of chain for a man so small as he trims it all off and he gets it sorted out in a few minutes. It's not too much of an eyesore. You can't really tell the size of the ship. You know, the chains.
Bloody
the
hell.
chains don't create too much of a visual thing, but they do create a jingling, a jing jing ding ding.
That's gonna be a
noise
thing. That's gonna be a thing. Watch.
when the ship
Fucking hell.
flies.
Cleo's just looking on like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Reese.
Yes, Doctor.
I am sorry about the chains. We shall get them removed properly. It seems you only just got a facelift.
Morris said that there will be no damage when he removes them.
We shall hold him to that. Now, we're going to need to leave soon. Where is Trevor?
He went. Morris, you will need to point as I say that way because I cannot. He went that way.
as Reese says to us that way, Boris confusedly points his hand down the corridor where you found the nest.
Oh my God, Trevor, why?
God damn it, you moody goth boy,
Trevor
Trevor.
went into the danger hole.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he's remembering to think green.
Can I project? Like, I'm still in the fishbowl. I just project my voice out of the fishbowl and be like,
Trevor, come home now, Trevor. Home time.
Ding, ding, ding.
And then sort of trudging out of the hallway comes Trevor, looking up like his hands shielding himself from the headlights of the fishbowl.
Trevor.
What?
Trevor.
Oh, I see they've done the train. I told them it was a bad idea.
I actually believe that a train battle thing that Boris described to me sounds kind of cool.
Yes, if you want to go to battle over there, and he points like sort of down the tunnel where the train track goes.
Excellent point, Trevor.
Well, we don't know what's down
We
there.
do not, and what could come from there. Boris has now built us a solid plan as to what to deal with it. What have you been doing sulking off in there?
Yeah, you look like 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
Well, I thought you might need me with my wits about me. There's going to be any fancy flying in the mission, so
So you were making food?
I had a nap.
Ah,
A
Well-
nap?
Yes, I had a little nap.
well, I'm glad you had a little nap. Was it a good little nap?
We don't need to call it I just had a nap.
Had a nap, a big nap. Trevor
A
has just
big
returned
nap.
from a large nap.
A big old nap.
Trevor, you had a big boy nap.
A big boy nap. That's my favorite kind.
Yes, I might have to have a big boy nap myself later. This has been a
A big
long
boy
day.
nap is when you peel off your undies and then just starfish out. You roll around in some dirt, get some trash on you, air it out.
Not quite what I did, Cleo. But come on then, tell us about the job.
I'll pull up the hologram.
It's a simple pickup mission. We are waiting for the beeper. Once this goes off, we're going to meet the client here, and that's about it. We're going to do a simple pickup, drop off. Easy money, Trevor.
Where's the drop off then?
Well-
something about the dark side of space, but
Yeah,
Well, there's the kicker, isn't it? We don't really know what's over there.
well, we do.
we know it's dark and it's mid-space and it's there,
Yeah.
and that's where the client needs to go.
Hey, I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just as curious about it as anyone, and I'd hardly say you're putting me in anywhere near as tight a spot as Harry did back on Zark Moon. So
course not.
we all
let's just do this
We
thing.
all remember you're the hero. Oh, God, he brings it up every bloody time, doesn't he?
Well, he did have a big boy nap, so I mean,
Big boy nap for the hero.
And, did you want me to come on the mission, or should I continue to work on the battle engine?
Well, Boris, do you want to see the dark side of midspace, or do you want to work on your train?
He looks at the train,
one of these things is temporary.
and then he looks sort of, like out towards the dark side of midspace. He looks back at the train, and then he sort of glumly deflates a little bit. He's like,
I don't have any of the parts I need for the battle engine yet, so I guess I would quite like to see the dark side.
Excellent. Now, we're all going to be a little bit deflated, I imagine, because we haven't all had our big boy naps like Trevor here, who thought ahead.
yes, Dr. C, I did think ahead, and you'll be glad for it when we're in a tight spot moments from now, I'm sure.
Yes.
Well, I mean, being in a tight spot with a big boy. I
Trevor,
usually am
it's-
thankful for that.
It's hard to tell in the dark light, but it looks as though Trevor is actually blushing as he sort of turns away.
Oh my god, love story.
All right.
Love story.
Start loading
So
up.
the- Yeah, so loading up, getting things ready. You've got a little bit of time to sort things out, and then finally, Dr. Z's beeper goes off.
Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. That's the sound it just made.
Beep, beep, beep.
Right then.
Yes, we both did it.
That was perfectly synced.
So proud of us.
Yeah, go us.
Well, this Margo person better be exactly where she said she'd be, because I don't want to hang around in that area too long. Who knows what Dietz might get up to.
Yes. Also, notice for the crew, for this job, we are going to be referring to Cleo as Cleo, with a K.
Yeah.
It's part of the job.
What?
Yep, that's my name now for this. Just this.
Cleo?
Yeah.
What? You say it Cleo?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Cleo, Boris.
Cleo.
I've been saying Cleo all this time.
Well, now you need to say Cleo, Boris. That's the point.
Well, this is really embarrassing. Why did nobody tell me?
They're telling you now.
You heard about this, Trevor? Cleo. I'm really sorry, Cleo. I didn't mean to get your name wrong for so long.
Yeah, me too.
I can't believe I've heard the name Cleo before, and I just assumed.
Well, we all heard it, but today we're hearing this.
Yes, today it's Cleo.
Tomorrow we'll go back.
You have to take me through this slowly, Cleo. This is all very new for me.
Well, when you meet the client, just pretend like it's just always been
It
Cleo.
has always been Cleo.
Of
There's-
course, I wouldn't want anybody else to make the same mistake as I have.
Now that's exactly it.
Excellent work. Trevor, do you understand?
Yes. Unfortunately, I understand far too well.
Oh, well, look, that nap
Well,
is
'cause you're a
paid
big
off
boy.
already.
Because you're a big boy.
All right, everyone strap in.
Yes, the favorite part of flying. Strapping in!
Get on in here. I guess we leave the dactyl behind, yeah? He looks happy enough.
Yeah, Jordan's having I left him a tomato.
Trevor takes you shooting down the corridor out of your secret lair. Jordan is left sort of staring confused at the tomato for a little while before he soars to the back of the room and starts feasting once again upon the small bear rat creatures that infest this place.
The brats.
The brats.
Oh, brats. That's good.
It means something completely different from the 90s. If you've got a brat from the 90s and a brat from now, or maybe not. Maybe they're the same thing.
Nah. In some circles, they're the same. Keeping it bratty.
So once again, you soar out of your cliff, your secret cliff entrance, out sort of like flying over the night city.
God, that sounds so expensive.
This never stops being
Skyscrapers.
cool.
It don't.
cycling around, back up the cliffs and back up to mid-space proper,
Yes.
where Trevor takes you sort of high up above until just at the last minute he drops down, narrowly avoiding another starship, which doesn't even get a chance to swerve as they, whoa, you hear like a honk on their horn as Trevor takes you down into the city.
Bloody hell, Trevor! Oh, no, you had a big boy nap, but the rest of us haven't.
No hootin'.
Don't worry about it, Z. They were never going to hit us.
Oh, it's not about that. It's just, the general. Oh, all right, just don't kill us.
Loud noises upset me.
Yes, it's been a
Come on,
long-
this is mid-space. One of the best things about being here is there's no road rules.
No, you could still have manners. Trevor, manners.
Manners, the bastards.
Cleo eats a tentacle that she dropped on the floor the last time she was in here.
And Trevor takes the bird gently down into the street. We're standing in the middle of the road. Nobody else around, almost as though people have been shooed away or something. Standing in the middle of the street, almost silhouetted, is the form of Margo. She's standing there. She's got like a huge case. Looks like a suitcase kind of thing, like a big square or a big rectangular trunk, and it's got wheels on it and a handle, like luggage.
Oh.
And when she sees you come and land, she tips over that luggage and wheels it along over to the Grey Dragon.
Oh, now, is everyone ready?
Yes, all right. This one, open her up. And Trevor pushes the button to open up the door and descend the stairs.
Boris, get ready for welcome pose. This is a paid gig, everybody.
Party pose, party pose.
You hear the grunting and straining of Margo carrying her big, hefty case up into the ship.
We should have. Definitely should have put this on the ad. Carry heavy things for me as well.
And then you hear a sort of a ka-tung, where she plonks it there back in your little entry. What do you call that bit? The
Loading dock?
the loading
No.
dock. Yeah, it's
Is
called
it?
the loading
Loading
dock.
bay. Loading dock, yeah.
And then you hear
Loading
like a
bay.
you hear the ding ding of her heavy boots as she steps all the way through the ship, slowly making her way, not in any sort of hurry, making her way forward through your living quarters. You hear like the footsteps stop for a moment. She's obviously looking around,
Oh.
and then ding ding ding, the footsteps set off again, until finally, almost a full minute later, the
Full
door to the
minute?
bridge opens up,
Party
and
pose
Margo
for this
steps
long?
in. Margo steps in to see the bastards in full party pose.
Full
Sing.
welcome party pose, yes.
Welcome pose. You got to show me what this welcome pose looks like. Paint me a word picture.
Okay, I'm standing in the navigation area, just looking busy. Like, you caught me mid-act.
You're like standing on one of your little arms, and then two of the arms are up there, sort of tapping away.
Yes. Very busy.
Okay, Cleo is standing with one foot on her seat, Captain Morgan style.
Oh,
And she's got like her weapon, her ghost axe, like extended, and she's sort of like adjusting it like you would tune a guitar, or like polishing a bit of it.
Love that.
And like there's a draft coming from somewhere, so like parts of her fur are kind of like flapping like a little bit.
Love it.
Yeah.
Boris, for his part, is just sort of, he's kind of got his arms spread and sort of ta-da kind of pose.
Oh, God damn it!
And he's kind of like, he's almost decided to go down on one knee, but not quite committed to it.
Half hard style.
Trevor he's sitting back on his pilot's chair with his feet up on the dash,
Oh.
cross-legged.
Look at his fucking
He's
rat.
doing it.
He's doing it. He's doing it his own way.
He's doing it. He's doing it.
doing
He's
it.
doing it.
You know, his ankles crossed. He's leaning back. Yeah, he waits a moment before he looks back and is like, like gives a sort of look of, someone else has come
Someone's
into
here.
the bridge.
You've arrived. Oh.
Trevor's
didn't
like,
see you
this is
there."
where the magic happens. Welcome to my ship, madam. Welcome to my starcraft.
Welcome to the Grey Dragon.
Margo's sort of looking around, like pretty unimpressed. She's like,
This thing flies.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, I really thought that would have gotten more of a reaction. Trevor, we can leave.
All right, Z. Well, let's show her how well this thing flies.
Yes. Now strap in.
Trevor, immediately, he performs one of his legendary Zarg takeoffs where the ship is just in midair before the landing gear is pulled in. The doors closing, the ramps pulling in, the landing gear is coming in. The ship has been basically hot wired into taking off. And Margo has not yet sat down and strapped in. So she is sort of trying to sort of like look unimpressed, and then suddenly she has to grab onto the back of her seat in order to not fall over. You know, scowls, gives her like a look into Trevor's direction. Trevor sort of like looks over his shoulder, gives her a little smirk and a nod.
Yes.
As she sort of like curses to herself and gets into the chair and does up the belt.
Brilliant work, Trevor. Amazing.
Trevor, yeah.
All right, get yourselves up high and just make for the Dark City. I'll give you the location in a moment, but first we got the matter of payment to sort out.
We sure does. We sure does.
I'm gonna pay you people up front, because frankly, I don't know if I trust you to do the job if I don't.
Well, that is the type of reputation we try to encourage amongst our clients to pay up front. So, thank you.
All right. Well, it's all here and accounted for. She pulls out, it's like a sack, out of one of her inner pockets and just sort of plonks it on like the armrest of Cleo's chair.
Oh. I'm gonna look in that sack. I'm gonna nose around in there.
So as you look at it is all credits. They are kind of beat up credits. These are credits that have done the rounds, so to speak. But it does seem to be all present and accounted for.
There we go. 500 credits for one little day of work.
Well, butter my butt, call me a biscuit. Ain't bad.
As Cleo says one of those little Cleoisms,
Shit.
Margo sort of like pauses and like gives her like a confused side-on look. It's like,
Funny you'd say that. Nothing.
Cleo says funny things all the time. Isn't that right, everyone?
Yep.
Whatever. I don't want to get involved with that thing. No, we on a timeline. Now, I could do this job anytime, but well, today is a day of special significance to me. You might say it's an anniversary of a kind, and well, I really want to send a message with what we're about to do. So, hop to it. We only got a few hours to get in and out.
Brilliant stuff.
and Trevor sort of, like still smirking away, like, almost laughing to himself about how we made her stumble. Is getting the ship into the air and sort of sailing it towards the Night City.
Yes.
Margo sits there looking at Cleo without saying a word as the Grey Dragon is piloted rather expertly sort of back down over the cliff and over the Night City. So once again, as you come out of the hustle and bustle of the metropolitan area that is mid-space proper, and out sort of over the cliff, and suddenly there's so much less light. You're in the Night City, and there's just these tall, glassy skyscrapers everywhere that just extend out. The entire station, because of the sort of lopsided nature of this building, is almost tear-shaped, where it has the curved, domed section of mid-space, but then the Night City is like these stalagmites just sort of sticking out.
Sick.
So this almost teardrop shaped thing, and then the whole thing is inside like a series of energy fields to create the artificial environment. But anyway, you're sort of heading back over the Night City. Margo keeps instructing, giving a little go up signal to Trevor, who just shrugs and keeps climbing, as spiraling around up higher and higher above the Night City. Looking down at you can't even sort of make out the small amounts of light and the fires burning in the windows of some of these destroyed ancient buildings. And eventually you sort of raise up and there's just like a thin mist below with only the tallest skyscrapers piercing through, a lot of them with very sharp points at the top. And then you see it. Eventually you get to a certain point above the mist and there is a suborbital station just floating there. And it's not massively big. It's the size of like a building, like a hangar, something like that. It's the sort of thing that obviously you could dock the Grey Dragon into, but it's not like a proper space station.
Trevor, what's that?
That, I believe, Z, is our destination. Am I right, Margo? Of course it's the destination. I led you here, didn't I?
I'm going to start projecting like a field out, telepathy, to try and detect any kind of warning signs of what might be approaching. So I will roll.
Danger talk.
I will roll a. Bloody hell! First roll of the game.
First roll of the game.
This is the first roll in a while.
Telepathy. 7.
It's a 7. So you reach out to the station and you get like a faint murmur. There is definitely intelligent life upon it, but you can't make out any more than that.
Are we expected?
Hell no, we ain't expected. Right, Flyboy. You just get us right up on top of there, and if anyone comes and sees you, you just fly into the mist and you come back and get me when I beep you again.
And you're going in there alone?
I'm going in there with the one person I can trust to do this job right. I gotta get it done during the bringing in, otherwise it don't count.
Ooh, Cleo wants to ask so many questions, but... Well, what's that?
Doesn't matter. It's just a special occasion. Back on my planet. You wouldn't know nothing about that.
Fine. Heck. Well, I mean, I know we didn't negotiate it, but... If you add on a couple credits, we could help.
She sort of looks at Cleo's big hulking body and then casts her eyes back towards the back of the ship where she left her very big heavy case that was difficult enough to get onto the ship.
How many extra credits we talking?
Cleo's gonna side-eye Z. I don't know, how dangerous is the job?
Job's as dangerous as the job's gonna get. That's all I know.
200 credits.
Daylight robbery, you mangy animal.
Well, why so sad? The Chevrolet stopped making spaceships? Hell.
I'll give you another 50 and you'd be lucky to get that.
Another
All I want you to
50?
carry my bags.
Another 50? That's cold enough to freeze a tit off a frog. 50 credits. I can't even buy nothing for that. 115.
That's barely a round of stews.
Meanwhile, stew costs like, what, 1 credit?
yeah.
115 extra. You carry what I tell you to carry and you do what I say when I say.
Everything? 150.
Fine, 150 it is. Only because I'm in a bind and we gotta move.
Hey, we finally haggled.
I know. I'm gonna like look at Trevor and be like,
Well, Cleo's still got it.
Well, doctor, is that rich enough for your blood?
That will do. That's sauce money.
no, start getting ready,
Well,
loading up.
Sounds like a deal.
I guess if you guys can be the boarding party and I will keep Trevor safe because we will be in very big trouble without a pilot.
Oh,
Boris?
two big boys.
Yes.
Don't worry, I've got my drill.
While you're at it then, Boris, you can start drilling those bloody chains off the hull.
Oh, well.
Yes, maybe that's a good idea. They do make a little bit of noise, don't they?
Yes, and then
What a cool idea while we're on top of a secret space station. Doink, doink, doink.
I don't know. I just don't want Boris fucking wasting company time.
You got these little mercenaries inside like, ooh, what was that?
Yeah.
I don't know, Jim. What was that?
What was that?
But did you hear that?
It's Santa
Oh,
Claus.
down here, I hear it too.
Jingly jingly, it's the Santa sleigh.
This is the Christmas special. Up on the rooftop, reindeer claws.
Amazing that you've gotten to it and thinking that you're making a joke, but like
Oh no, I realize that's from
this is the bringing special
the
with your
Bringing
little
special.
jingling sleigh.
Yeah.
Shit.
I thought I would not, rather than making a big deal out of it, I thought I'd maybe hide it within a regularly scheduled episode.
Oh no, I like it. I like it a lot.
But she's got to get this job done before the end of the bringing it.
Yeah.
I kind of like got that vibe, but I was like, nah, that's not.
I did also. I was like, is it or is it
But
not?
I was like, Taylor, you're just being.
No, that's well.
You're being too Christmas. You're being too Christmas. This is Dick forcing us into the Christmas spirit.
this
This
is
is the kick in the
Dick
beehole that I
magic.
needed.
It's dick magic at its finest.
Dick magic.
All right, well, tell you what I'll do. Let's not draw any unnecessary attention. I'll come in slow, and the three of you can just jump onto the roof. And then I'll hide in the mist for when you need me again. Flyboy, you all right? I like this one.
Well,
You any way attached to this unit, kid? Well, at least a little bit. Well, we talk later. I think I can make you an offer better than what Furball over here can give you.
Oh my god, she's trying to take my man again.
do not come in here and start trying to pinch and steal our employees, alright?
Hey, it's a free galaxy,
Yes.
Squid Boy.
Well,
I ain't
Now,
here,
come on,
Nate.
let's go.
he ain't
Not
free.
here, Nate. Trevor's our big boy.
He's our big boy.
Talk to you when we're finished with the danger, big boy.
He will not.
Trevor,
You know what's good for you.
Trevor, once again, is just blushing and, like, trying not to show it to anyone.
I'll look at Trevor and be like,
Trevor, you remember how good you got it here.
Yeah.
You've got company uniform. Those are company colors you're wearing.
Trevor's like, I'm about to unionize. I'm gonna throw him a tentacle before we leave.
yeah,
It's old though. It's been in my pocket.
yeah.
He sort of catches it and, like, gives Cleo a little nod.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to worry about anything. You know,
It would've been a
and
tomato,
Trevor,
but-
you and Trevor been through a lot. He doesn't need to get paid better.
Like he can do some freelancing on the side, but no other main squeeze. All right, he can
We're
have
gonna
some side
split our
hustles.
money with him.
So the three of you make your way to the back of the ship. You finally get a closer look at Margot's luggage, and it is just a big rectangular metallic case with a pair of wheels at the bottom and a little luggage-style handle. She's like, "You bear, you carry that. You stay close, and you do not drop it.
What's in it?
Never you mind. Just
Never
know
you
that if you
mind.
drop it in the wrong way, things could get mighty explosive up in here.
Oh, really?
Really. So you just keep them big clumsy paws safely wrapped around that handle.
Well, I might do. I just might do.
Now you, Jelly Boy,
Ah,
what you good at?
well, I...
Not much.
Yes. I am the resident doctor, Dr. Z, as you will see here on the name. But where's that name? There it is. Dr. Z.
All right, maybe I got a use for that. Come on.
And,
We coming in close. And as Trevor brings the ship in close, and the wind blowing in your hair, the jingle jangle of the chains outside, just making a jing 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 noise as you hover above the rooftop of this little suborbital station.
we're going in the chimney.
And up here, at this altitude in mid space, there's even like some of the condensation has reformed as little crystallized ice, and there's almost a thin layer of snow atop the suborbital station.
Stratosphere.
As Margo drops out and lands almost silently on the snowy rooftop.
Oh my god. I am really about this. I'm very excited.
Heck yes.
Crimbus,
Let's jump in. Let's jump in this crumb bitch.
we are the Santa.
You guys gonna follow?
Yes.
Yeah, with my box of explosives.
So Cleo jumps down, nowhere near as light-footed as
Definitely not.
as the nimble Margo, making a bit of a thud noise, especially when she sort of catches the weight of the big heavy crate.
Yep.
But it doesn't seem to explode. It's possible that Margo was exaggerating a little bit about how dangerous it was. Dr. Z is able to give himself a very soft, easy landing.
Oh, I
because
feather fall that way down. Whoa.
He's a hover boy.
Yeah.
So he's able to sort of just get down. He sort of just bobbles about a little bit. His legs have to sort of like regain his balance as he gets there, but he doesn't even slam into the rooftop because his little jet keeps him up above. But you can see that he is definitely melting a little trail through the snow.
Oh.
Aye.
It's just this. It's it's not really like a flame or anything that comes out the bottom there. It is just like a little propulsion of kinetic force, but it is enough to melt snow.
What color is it?
Purple. Red and blue mix.
And Margo gives a nod and taps twice on the side of the grey dragon. And Trevor, taking that as a signal, closes up the door and drifts quietly with just a faint ding 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 of the sleigh of the chains
magic
into the mist.
Fuck. Wow.
And the three of you are sort of left on the top of this, on the rooftop of this suborbital station. And Margo is sort of like narrowing her eyes and looking about, and she sees, not too far, in the basically dead center of this thing, there is a vent that opens up. It's like a vent. It's almost like a squarish tube that sticks up out of the roof,
like a chimney.
A squarish tube. That's not even a thing. a vent that might be a way that you could stealthily enter into the station.
I'll say,
Margo, now if we're going to be doing this, we need to know what the overall outcome is, so that we can best see this mission done.
The outcome, Squid Boy. We're gonna blow this thing out of the sky.
Oh, Cleo, that is going to be your favorite thing.
Well, I love a boom. I do.
And you say your name's Cleo.
Yep.
Cleo who loves a boom.
Cleo loves a boom. Now, what's the plan to get into this?
How big's this vent?
Well, I figure I get in through that vent over there. Cleo, you gonna have to find a way to get my case in after me.
What do you mean, find a way?
You got big muscles. You lift it.
I could.
Will I fit in this vent? Can I go look at it?
Yeah, it's big enough that any of you would be able to fit in. It's a big old vent. Like,
okay, cool.
This is not a chimney. This is
okay.
Well then, I could help with that. Could I hold the bombs and hover myself down?
Oh.
You might have to do a strength roll to try and carry it.
Well,
it is,
if Cleo goes down first, then
you
if
can
it
just
fails,
offset
then
some weight.
you could drop it.
Cleo can hopefully catch it.
Yep.
All right, Cleo, how about you climb on in first? I'll hold on to the package. I'll hover it down to you. You catch it in those big old arms of yours, and we make our way in.
Well, dang. There's your plan.
All right, then. This is good a plan as any. As long as we get that thing in there, and don't go setting it off early. There might be some of my people in here still.
Yes, how many people are there exactly in here?
I don't know, Jelly Boy. All I know is the people that operate these things, they've been doing horrible things all over the galaxy. Terrible, terrible things. But they still got some of my people out there in space somewhere, and I gotta find them. And if I can't find them, well then I just blow up another one of their factories.
Another one. Have you been at this for a while?
I ain't done nothing else the last 5 years. This is my life, Jelly Boy. And you mess me up, I'll leave you behind to explode as well.
Right, and one more question. Do these stations ever have, treasure?
Whatever you find in here, it gets exploded. I don't want nothing that they make getting out there into the world. No good comes of it.
All right.
Cleo's just gonna kind of look at Z and do like a hand motion that's like, don't worry, if we find something.
Yes.
If we find something.
We found a little something.
Something. Little extra tomato.
All right.
Right then. I'm gonna get in there and have a little look. You get ready to follow me with the boom.
Right behind you.
And
Alright.
she nimbly just scales up the little chimney and slides herself down in, like, you know, hands and feet on the edges, and just sort of slides herself down, assassin styles.
I'll look at Cleo and be like,
Are you sure you two don't get along? I mean, so far, you talk the same, you both like bombs, and you have the same type of temperament.
What are you talking about? We ain't nothing alike.
Well, Cleo, I'm just saying, are you sure?
I don't even know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe things are better now. maybe you can unghost yourself.
That ain't possible. You can't go home.
I'm not saying bloody go.
Everybody says.
I'm not saying go home, Cleo. I'm saying talk.
You know what I mean. Can't even go home in your mind. I was born ready.
All right, it's all clear down here. Come in, furball. And don't make much noise.
Noise. Bam.
I am going to need a dexterity roll Cleo, to come down the chimney, though.
There it is.
Oh, we almost got away with it.
We did. I was being very quiet. I was like, I'm gonna
The first
try
dex
to
roll
not
without the,
say a lot about catching this box of bombs on a spaceship. But you know what? It's fair. Here we are.
It's been so long. We've done so much pure role
Okay.
play.
I know, but it's been
I
great.
scrolled past it 300.
Oh no.
-3.
What
Oh
the
no.
That's not good.
Oh no, but Dick, it's Christmas. Oh,
So Cleo.
No.
Like, I'm thinking sort of like very Winnie the Pooh style, sort of gets her top half up over into the chimney, her little legs sort of kicking behind,
Oh.
and she's like trying to get herself over in, and then she reaches a tipping point, and she sort of goes head over heels,
Oh.
and she slides down the chimney face first,
Well, whoops.
landing with a clatter and a crash in a tangled heap of armored bear. Her little glider wings, I mean, you know, she tried to deploy them.
Oh.
It's only sensible instinct, but there was no time. This didn't really work. It wasn't really in the right angle or position to be doing any sort of gliding. So this is a tangle of bare limbs and wings, and she lands heavily, uninjured. The armor does its job, you know, for just the basic fall, and it's not
Thanks,
super
Key.
far that you're falling as well. It's only a few meters.
Oh.
I shout down.
No big deal.
Cleo, are you alright?
Well, yeah. Beep.
Bloody well, look.
Yeah.
Holes are never the strong point for the bastards.
And Margo sort of comes back, and you can see like Cleo when she sort of looks around. You're in what seems to be just a room, like quite a dark room with like big boxes everywhere. And sort of coming around from behind one of the boxes is Margo, who's giving you a look of pure anger. And she sort of puts one finger to her lips and goes, "Shh."
Alright, I'm coming down.
Right, so
Already?
Z, trying to heft this big heavy case. I need a strength roll to see if you're able to like let yourself down, because you as well, like from this height, like the first little bit of the drop is beyond what your thrusters can deal with. Going to be like a free fall followed by bobbing, trying to catch yourself on the thrusters.
9.
Wow.
9. I mean,
it's a
that's
fail.
You know, it's
not a
that's
bad
a fail.
pretty-
It's not a huge fail. So Dr. Z, he's able to pick the thing up. He's already just sort of like wobbling about before he even tries to jump down the chimney, but like failing any other plans. He doesn't have much choice. So he drops it, and it's at this point, he's falling, and he's got all this extra weight, and he fires up the jet propulsion, and just sort of flips around. I'm going to need you to make some sort of dexterity save. Are you going to try and like, I don't know, like catch yourself with like your arms on the edge of the chimney or something, or are you just going to let yourself sort of flip down there into Cleo's arms?
Oh, I will try and spread the tentacles out into every. You know, have you watched Invasion? Are those aliens?
Not
look?
yet.
I've not.
Oh, okay.
But,
It would be like that.
like
but yeah,
I mean, I think I can
a
see
ball
it.
with spikes going out in every direction until it connects, and then holding.
Oh, like a koosh.
Oh, so because you've got your metal legs can go out, but also your honey boy limbs can just sort of flail
Like
out
the
as well.
coronavirus.
Like the Coroni.
Horrifying.
I will do that. So a dexterity, you're saying?
Yeah, give me a dex check.
Give me a
So
look.
your strength check's already failed. So like in the process of doing this, you are going to drop the case.
Beautiful.
But you might be able to stop
8.
yourself. But
Ugh.
it's an 8 on the dexterity. So
Wow.
Dr. Z fires
This is
out
what happens when you
tendrils and
don't roll
tentacles
out your 20s at the start of the game. I should have
Ooh,
rolled out my 20s.
onto the edge of this, sort of clattering and echoing this thing. And then whoop, he is turned upside down by the weight of the case that he's trying to carry.
Oh.
Let's go of the case, dropping it into Cleo's waiting arms.
Okay.
And we're going to have to roll for that as well.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
let's finish this catastrophe. But none of his little offshoots have enough purchase on the edge of this chimney, especially considering that there was a moment before he shut it off where the jet propulsion was facing upwards.
Yeah.
And Z just sort of squeaks his way down out, flying down at Cleo and the case. And Cleo can make a bit of a strength save to try and catch the things that are falling.
21.
Oh.
There we go.
Alrighty.
We're gonna be okay.
It's gonna be all right.
So Cleo sort of braces herself, catches the case. You know, sort of a gentle catch, nothing exploding. And then Dr. Z falls on top, just sort of flopping and flailing and just clonking onto the ground, having sort of fallen off of Cleo, almost sort of shrugging her shoulders as Dr. Z rolls down off her onto the floor. Margo is sitting there, like, looking very pale, just standing there, her eyes wide. Still her finger, like, is about to come back and do another shh, but at this point it's like, what's the point, right? And she's actually just listening now. And there's a silence for a moment before she lets her breath out. It's like,
You two are lucky no one heard that.
You're lucky that... Well, you're lucky that we're here.
Yes. And I'm okay.
I just roll myself over and start hovering again.
Oh.
So Dr. Z's shields obviously took the brunt of that as he...
Ouchies.
His shields, in fact, did take 3 points of damage, though. It's not a small amount.
Oh.
Nobody hurts us more than ourselves.
Yeah.
But enough to absorb the shock. So Dr. Z himself is and the armor and the honey boy are all undamaged, uninjured.
Pristine,
So there's always
perfect,
that.
collectible item.
Mint.
And Margo,
Exactly.
at this
Looking
point,
so pang.
Yeah.
is pulled out a small blaster pistol from a holster at her side and is sort of going over to the door, which she opens really slowly and then quickly pops outside the door with her pistol. You can only sort of see like her shadow moving. There's a whole lot of light sort of floods in from wherever she's just opened the door into. She only opened the door partially, so you just sort of see her vanish through that door and then sort of aim left, aim right, and then sort of like take a few steps in one direction.
See?
Yes.
See?
Yes. Cleo. Yes.
See?
Yes.
Well, you think we're supposed to stay in here?
I'd imagine we're meant to follow.
You're probably right. You think we ought to like jump out?
Yes. Like the way, like, should we follow the way that she moves and just do the same thing? Perhaps there are lasers.
I think you might be onto something.
Yes.
Is the thing. I think we got a plan.
All right, let's get this bloody case back on your back, though.
And I'll lift up the bag to help Cleo put it back on.
Oh my god, can it attach to me now?
Oh, I thought it was a
I
backpack
mean-
this whole time. My bad.
No, it's like a suitcase.
Oh, okay, no, it's my bad.
But
No.
could it?
I mean, I can't imagine that it couldn't actually. Your suit is like got these little like little robot clamps that just like
Yes.
Yeah, I'll hold it up to your
There
back
is a
then.
box just stuck on me.
Yeah, it's like Death
So,
Stranding.
Yes.
So yeah, Z sort of can death stranding the box onto Cleo's armor. Cleo finds that it doesn't sort of recognize it as something to strap on, but when she sort of like pulls out it's got this sort of little circular holographic heads-up display that she can pop out and fiddle with, and she sees that like, she can these latches, and she's able to push a few buttons at once, and the latches on her back clamp out and hold it.
Unreal.
Brilliant, keen design.
Keen design. It is an idiot could use it.
Thank you, Dick.
Yeah. And they do. And they do. Whoa. Bang.
Intuitive lashing of items to your back.
That's fucking primary.
That's fucking primary
All right,
tech.
you guys can just jump out the door then, emulating
Yeah, we're
Margo.
jumping.
Yeah, following the same moves. Cleo's doing the ground moves. I'm doing the aerial ones. We're like
Yeah.
aiming our guns at things
This is Army, Navy, Air Force right now.
right now.
Right here, right
All
now.
right, so Cleo unfortunately can't quite copy the whole like opening the door a little bit. Cleo has to open the door the whole way.
Well, shock and awe. Shock and awe 'em, baby.
But the two of you burst out, and you're into what seems to be a corridor, a curved corridor, and it's really well lit. And the walls and ceiling are all this pristine chrome white,
The cladding.
just panels, the prefab panels of this perfect white on the floors and ceiling, of the walls and ceiling.
Where we are. Well, Z doesn't.
I
You
do.
And you can sort of hear, the footsteps, and almost you can catch just the back of one boot going round the corner of the curved passageway, and see Margo vanishing off towards the left.
I think that Cleo would probably take a moment to absorb.
Well, that's why I keep having her run off ahead, so I can give you guys little breathers with one another.
I'll hover there and hover a bit like I'm walking ahead, and then notice that you're not moving, and look back and be like,
Bloody hell, Cleo, are you alright? Have you eaten enough today?
Well, no, but we need to think of that. But I've been here.
You've been to this station.
Well, kinda. I've been in. That's why I'm like this. I've been here.
Well, hair is going to be blown up in a bit if we don't, continue on. Is there somewhere you'd like to go?
Well, I ain't been in this one. Hell. It's like she said. I guess they built more. I didn't know. I just runned. Heck.
Indeed, heck. Well, Cleo, if Margo gets what she wants, then this place is going to be a big bada boom in the next hour. So, if there's anything you want to do while we're here, you're going to have to let me know.
We gotta make sure. She blows up the right ones. They take people from our world, see?
Who does?
Cleo just spreads out her arms.
People in white.
Cleo, we'll get them.
Let's roll.
And it's as you
And
sort of
Z
have this
literally rolls.
conversation.
at that moment, Z rolls over.
you hear suddenly the of what sounds like a large rifle powering up, and the hissed words of Margo.
Don't you move. Don't say a word. You two, get back here.
All right, I'll speed along and get my energy blades ready.
Ghost axe. Activate.
All right, so you're pulling out your weapons, come around the corner.
Hell yeah.
And there is, you see, you come around the corner, it's all the same, white walls, everything really well lit with a sort of, kind of unpleasant fluorescent lighting. And you come around the corner and there's Margo, her teeth clenched in anger, holding her large sniper rifle, pointing
So
it
cool.
point blank at a tiny, withered old man sitting in it was kind of a bit like a wheelchair, but he's in a sort of a mostly stood position, almost like a little sort of hover sleeve that his legs sit into. But he looks very, very old. He's wearing a very nice silk button-up shirt, and his near bald head does have a very sort of tidy comb over. He's well groomed for a man of his advanced age, but he's just floating there looking very concerned, both hands up, quivering. And you can tell this man looks ancient. He looks like he doesn't have long. He looks like he could keel over at any minute.
I pull my blade out and point it at him as well, and be like,
Margo, be careful. We used to run with an old white man, and he was incredibly dangerous.
Please, don't hurt me.
Don't believe him, Margo. It's one of his lies.
You wouldn't hurt an old man, would you?
Oh, yes.
Oh, well, I mean, it's my favorite kind.
Yes, we definitely would, Margo. If you can't do it, we will.
Quiet, everybody. You. Where are they keeping them?
Keeping what?
You know what I mean. You came here for a product. And I want to know where they're keeping them.
Please, you don't know what you're doing.
Cleo's gonna activate the axe so
shit.
that it makes a noise
yeah.
some kind of weapon fire up, and she's just gonna step forward and say, well, why don't you tell us then?
And at this point, Margo sort of gives an incredulous look to Cleo, and then sort of nods and looks back and aims her sniper rifle dead at his head and makes a little threatening, power-up noise as well.
Well, you heard my big friend here. Now either
Now we're friends.
you help us find our way through this station and get what we need, and maybe you get to die when you're supposed to. Or you can just die right now.
Which is still gonna be today, but
Okay, well, just don't hurt me. And I'll tell you where they are. If you will then let me go to the evacuation pods.
Oh yeah, we'll put you right in them evacuation pods. Don't you worry, old man. Now get out. Move.
And she like grabs him by the scruff and starts sort of reeling him around. He's floating in this crappy little hover thing, similar to what Z is on, but without any steadying legs. So he is just like this sort of ragdoll in the air. And she spins him around and starts, like,
Which way?
and he sort of like a gnarled old finger pointing back
Gross.
the way you guys have come.
well, I guess we're all going on a little walk.
Let's move. Keep them weapons at the ready.
After you.
Some of them are gonna be a lot more dangerous than this piece of scum.
I highly doubt that.
I love the notion that like your only like interaction with like the elderly is Herodotus.
yeah, we've seen Herodotus, we've seen the Emperor,
The Emperor,
we've
I
seen
guess. Yeah.
the boyfriend, we've seen like all old Imperial men we've met so far have been fucking.
I mean, none of them have been quite as old as this guy.
they've all been
and
dangerous
as,
lunatics.
So he must be even
he
worse.
must be even worse. In my mind, I'm thinking that Z just thinks that like humans get older and get more like more levels, like
They become more
more
powerful.
powerful.
I mean,
yeah.
I imagine that is probably true of some species.
Yeah.
Definitely the rat.
It's supposed to be true of ours, but
Yeah.
really, let's be honest. What if he's taking us to reinforcements instead of whatever he thinks we want? Watch him take us into a room full of guards.
I'm gonna do another
Dick's like-
telepathy roll to try and like scout out ahead and like try and like it's gonna be not as wide. It's gonna be cone like a small area around us.
Just looking out ahead, basically.
Yeah. So I'm
Go
gonna
kind of like a little bit like into the corridor, like the doors either side, kind of
do
thing
a
as well.
telepathy here. 10. Oh, it's just
Very middling.
It's just
very middling.
Very middling.
But it's 2 whole digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're scanning ahead
So-
as the four of you, I suppose, or the three of you with Margo's old man in tow. She's got her rifle sort of shouldered under one arm and the old man in one hand. She drags him forward, and he's just sort of like, oh. And as you come around, and there's real like just blind spots ahead and behind at all times as you're coming around these curved corridors. So just sort of moving kind of slowly around until finally you come to a doorway in front of you. Like, it's through there, but I don't have an all-access pass, you know. I don't work here.
What?
What do you got?
Trembles and pulls back his sleeve, and he's got like a little wrist device in his hand, which Margo roughly snatches off him. You can see like his pale, translucent tears a little bit as she pulls it off. And he's bleeding down his arm just a bit, but she gasps and like clutches his poor injured old arm, but Taylor making the vomit expression.
I was just like old people skin.
Yeah.
And she holds the thing up to the little panel on the side of the door in the hopes that it will open it up, and it's just a little
Ooh, denied.
Oh.
I'm just gonna like rush my weapon at him a little bit. Who are you? Why are you here if you can't open no doors?
But you, I'm well, who I am isn't important. I'm just here for the. They said we would be safe. They said we would be safe here.
I'll hover by and sheathe the energy blades and go over to the panel and kind of reach out a tentacle to take the bracelet off Margo and be like,
May I?
Well, if you know something I don't, Doctor, you can get this door open. I was just gonna shoot it, but well, if you can buy us more time, all's the better.
If it fails, we can all shoot the door.
I like the way you people think. Almost enough to make me change my mind about you furry bears, maybe, but
Right.
no, after this we go our separate ways. I don't want to see your kind ever again.
Well. Heck.
I'll take the bracelet, and I'm going to look at it and then try and do a hacking on the door with the bracelet.
Alrighty.
Natural 20! Yes! Finally, I did something good. Yes. Oh my
Oh my
days,
god,
when
this
the
is
jelly
this is
hits.
a bit slick
This
too,
is a
because
slick one.
not only did this not work and was a dead end, but now Z is essentially like double hacking here. This is like a sandwich hack because you're hacking the thing that is gonna open the thing.
The skeleton key.
Yeah, so Z is he's able to look at like what, and he's able to very sneakily get into the security system and look at what is this security system actually looking for in its wristband to open the door. And you realize that it's a pretty shitty security system, actually. Once you sort of get right down to it, all you have to do...
It couldn't be that I broke a really good security system. It's that I broke a really shitty one.
The real clever thing
Yes.
you did is you had to run like a really crazy, complicated algorithm to sort of
there you
reverse
go.
Okay,
engineer...
thank you.
Reverse
go.
engineer
There we go.
what kind of
Feel good
bracelet
again.
you needed to make.
Yeah, there you go.
So the real trick wasn't so much the working out what was wrong with the bracelet or the rewriting the bracelet as an all-access pass.
It's
It was
still
actually
big boy hour.
Still,
the big old algorithm
Thank
of
you.
creating that clone of a master key.
there we go. No, that's what I just need that little bit of a.
But
Big-
what
big boy
what
hour.
Dr. Z has done in here is he's created that, and he's like effortlessly gone in and turned this into an all-access pass. It turns out that all-access passes, there's only one of them in circulation, however. So you have made a clone of that one. You know, there's a name attached to that as well, and it's just a single name. It says Tamsin.
Thames. Oh, wait. What was the name of the scientist that back in Cleo
We-
Day?
We never freaking
I
asked
feel like we-
anybody's name.
But she looked at Wilfred and said, "See you, Wilfred," and then she got away. Is that who Tamsin? I don't know, but I feel like that could be a Tamsin move back then.
Oh, I like that name though.
Anyways, I am going to
I learned that
I mean,
name from.
I'm not going to tell you where, but you have heard the name Tamsin.
Tamsin. We
before.
have, haven't we?
Wait a minute.
Tamsin. Was it the
Shit.
Emperor's lackey?
I feel
Oh,
like
just-
it's. Oh.
Who was it? Oh, I'm going to be
No,
shocked
that-
when I find out, but that's going to be good.
That felt familiar.
Tamsin
Because I
feels
was
familiar.
gonna say that it was. No, because that's like. I'm hesitant to assign like a species to it
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure that we had an alien that Dick named Meredith. So it's like,
yeah.
like not all the aliens have like generic
Alien
human
name.
names.
Yeah.
or like all the humans don't have human names. Some
Yeah.
of the aliens have human names. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, listeners, we're right there with you on the mystery train. We're going to be just as shocked as you. But for now, I will look at Margo.
There will be someone who will be like,
Yeah, so- Trevor.
just listen to that episode and be like,
Yeah.
I know exactly who Tamsin
Yeah.
is.
But I'm going to hand over the bracelet back to Margo and be like,
This should work on, well, anything now.
and then I'm going to pull out my blades again
Slick.
and look at the old man and be
Slick.
like,
I haven't forgotten about you.
like walk back into my position.
He's just sort of quivering there, like holding his bleeding arm, firmly, as Margo gives Z a bit of a quizzical look and then holds up the bracelet, and the door just opens, and she turns back around, giving a toothy grin to Dr. Z and a nod as she puts the bracelet onto her own wrist.
Yes.
All right, you hold this one. I need to keep both hands on my weapon.
And she just sort of thrusts the weird floating man towards Dr. Z.
I'll allow like the old man to like sink into the jelly a little bit so that his arms are like stuck in the jelly. And then wrap my spare tentacle around him and then just be like,
Gotcha.
and then I'll say that again in his head several times so that it echoes and repeats. And
Gotcha.
I'll never let you go.
So he is already sort of free floating in this weird sort of little metal sleeping bag thing that he floats around in. So he's pretty easy to carry. He creates like a little bit of sort of like drift. It kind of feels like you're like,
It's like a
pulling,
keel
like,
in a ship.
it's like a spring roll.
like a spring roll.
This is a spring roll.
So
Two
you've got like a
different
bit of,
directions
you know,
we
like
came at that.
the main thing you notice is just you've got sort of like air resistance as you try and walk, which isn't the biggest deal because sometimes you balloon out the honey boy to be silly widths anyway, so you kind of it's not that off balance.
You know how to get big boy hour.
Big boy out.
It's big boy hour.
And the door opens up, and now there is a straight hallway out in front of you. It looks as though it goes for a little while, and then there's another door at the far end of it, and then there are several doors on either side as well. And the old man is sort of like, "Ooh," as you all sort of step in, and Margo turns back and looks at the old man. It's like,
Now these kind folks asked you your name, and you've been very impolite in not answering. So you maybe want to try that one again. What is your name?
Herman. My name is Herman.
All right, Herman, now we're getting places. Now, when you came in here, I bet they gave you a tour of the facility, didn't they? I bet you they showed you all the merchandise for you to take your pick. Is that right, Herman?
Yes.
All right, then. So you know exactly where you're taking us.
And sort of Herman looks at the floor, sort of like, squirming, all tied up in Honey Boy, inclines his head towards the doors on the left. Margo sort of turns and looks. There's two different doors on that left side. And so the left side, so that's heading towards, like, if the circular thing was going around something, it's heading towards the inside.
I get it. Yeah.
Which one, first or second?
The second door, I think. They all look the same. Please, it might be the first. Just look for yourselves. I'm not trying to cause trouble. Margo sort of just sniffs in his general direction and ignores him as she steps forward, sort of slowly, quietly, and holds her bracelet to the door, which slides open.
Oh yeah.
And then she gets a cold, confused look on her face. The rifle sort of dropping as she steps inside the door, silently.
Fuck. What?
I'll be like, ask Herman, what the bloody hell have you done to her?
Don't hurt me. I did exactly as she said.
Cleo, quick.
Say,
Get in there.
Say,
Come on.
say.
Yes.
Make a light.
Make a light?
And I'll just turn all light-making things I can on my body, like pointing forward.
I'm gonna start up. I'm gonna go behind her and see if I can see what's going on.
Okay, I'll floodlight the area.
Alrighty. So lighting it up, heading in there, you sort of come round, stepping up through the corridor so you can see into the door that Marco's opened up and stepped inside. And inside, it opens up into like a big hall that has like a big sort of arched, angular ceiling. This room doesn't have any of the white walls. Everything sort of has like a almost like a sort of a greenish glow around the top of it. Like it's sort of got like, it looks sort of sculptured. Like it's designed to be like, kind of weird sort of modern interior design. Everything's all quite pretty. And there's a whole lot of like downlighting heading down out of the sky with these little spotlights. And inside each spotlight is a rectangular white slab, just a perfect smooth, almost looking like a slab of marble. And there are dozens of these slabs, and lying on each of those slabs is
shit.
A perfectly formed, young, beautiful, naked, breathing but blank-faced human.
Oh shit.
And in the middle of that room, Margo has like just lowered her gun. Tears filling her eyes as she looks around at all these empty-looking faces.
I'll wander in behind, and I want to telepathically reach out and see what I can feel from these bodies.
So Dr. Z, upon entering this room, the most surprising thing is because you already were with that 10 roll. You were sort of you weren't searching with like great skill, but like you were reaching out for minds. And the frightening thing about all these bodies is they're breathing, but there's no intelligence there. There's no minds to be found in those brains.
I'm going to look at Cleo and be like,
Is this what you meant?
Well, I ain't never seen this. This is new.
I cannot read any brainwaves coming from these people other than, well, breathing.
And as Dr. Z says that, Margo lets out a roar of anger and fires off a shot up into one of the lights up above, sort of raining glass down. And she just whirls about, fire in her eyes as she looks back at the two of you.
That's because we're too late. They wiped him. They wiped him all clean. I've seen this before. Heck. Club. Darn it.
Wait, what? Wait,
We ain't gonna get any more people back.
what do you mean wiped? How did they wipe them? What did they use?
The freaky deaky science stuff they got in here. You don't wanna know. We gotta blow it all up. There ain't nothing to come out of here. And Herman, I think you can just stay here in this room and have a look at what you born. Which one's yours?
I'll release Herman from the jelly and dropping him onto the ground.
Herman is out sort of quivering, sort of jaw, looks about, and then he points across the room to one of the bodies.
Oh my god,
sitting.
Herman, read the room.
One of the bodies sitting on the on its little dais. And Margo grabs him by the scruff and drags him. And she's dragging him like she's storming across the room to the point where his legs are flailing out behind. She storms across the room and sort of looks down. And then, the tears in her eyes fill her eyes. She looks back at Herman. And then she rams his head into the ground. She starts smashing this balloon of an old man to the ground. He's dead within the first couple of strikes as she smashes him and tosses him aside. She grabs the body that he pointed to on this little platform, props it up, reaching an arm around it and lowering her head into its chest. And Cleo recognizes it as one of the young people from her caravan back on Dias.
Oh, what the fuck is this? Christmas special?
Oh my god. What?
Dick is like, you want a Christmas present?
Heck.
Heck.
Heck,
Holy
heck. God, heck. Glob heck.
I wasn't going to immediately make in my original plans for Margo. I wasn't going to make it immediately connected to Cleo Day, but the way Cleo Day ended, without us further exploring what it was they were doing in there, I felt like, hang on, what if Margo has been on a fucking mission all these years now?
Yeah.
Spurred on by the death of her rival. She's like, Cleo wouldn't let this unanswered. I'm going to go answer for this.
Oh my days.
This is gonna be rough when she finally finds out it's Cleo and she's gonna be like, how the hell could you leave us? How could you ghost?
Tay, you got a lot of explaining to do.
Because she's been cleaning it up.
Yeah, she's been doing what, maybe Cleo should have done, but at the same time,
yeah, it's like a trauma thing, right? You don't,
Yeah.
nobody is
yeah, why the hell would Cleo intentionally
nobody
go back
has
into any
to
of those
become
places?
a vigilante. It's just
Yeah.
but at the same time,
In her mind.
Yeah.
she's not gonna agree with that probably.
And this, this is the 5-year anniversary of that bringing. Yeah, this is the bringing night. And she wanted to
Midspace has
Bring
a way
home-
of reuniting
home a
friends
bunch of-
on bringing.
bring home
Oh
a bunch
my
of Dias
God.
people and blow up another factory.
Oh,
Fuck.
Dick, is there any way of saving these people? Are these just there's no reversing of the stealing?
I mean, these people are like how Cleo is permanently there in that bare brain, you know. But
That's
this
what,
is obviously
well, that's
like,
what we think.
well, you know, like, and unless a similar process is repeated, it's the same thing with these people. Like, these brains, like, there's nothing you can get back on the brains. You know, maybe someone saved saved a soft coffee somewhere, but these brains have been wiped, like ready to house something
But
new.
there's no like digital version of them somewhere, or
I mean, knowing these scientists like you do from Cleo Day,
no.
Yeah,
They don't
it's
care.
interesting because
this
it's
is just-
kind of
this
like
is just the merchandise.
Yeah.
These are just the A grade materials.
Yeah.
I was thinking that because I was kind of like when you were asking me like, is this what you saw? And I was like, honestly, like Cleo didn't actually see it get to this point.
Well, they were back then. They were practicing.
Yeah, they were trying to get to this point, but now because that was another thing. Like when I realized, like, oh shit, we're in another one of these. Like they've probably gotten a lot better because like Cleo probably didn't like follow it, and
Well,
so
they basically succeeded. You know, they on Dias
right.
they learned
and
how
they
to do
did
this.
get away.
And they got away.
Wow.
Oh
So
shit!
of course they got stations to like now start selling.
So Margo has been. Oh,
And now
man.
Margo's going to be
man.
somewhere.
Now Margo's got a key to get in any of them across space, right? Like she's got the fucking skeleton key, or maybe it's just station specific. But you know, I don't know. Maybe
Oh
it's bigger than
I
that.
mean, I do
God.
like the idea that that's a master key to all of
Yeah,
them.
and Margo's just gonna go.
I
off.
like that. This is the kind of shit that has like the potential. This is like when we like accidentally fell into like the egg storyline, and it was like this could be a whole campaign.
This could be a whole campaign. This could be the whole time I'm watching this. I'm like, this could be a fucking movie. This is a heist movie. This is Cleo Day Part 2, essentially. It's like, it's.
Well, I kind of like the fact as well that this could be a sort of thing where like now Margo is sort of this, you know, this well-equipped badass in your world,
Yeah.
in your story, who can flit in and out. Like she can like, be
Right.
like, you know,
It's like it's a cool way
'cause
to like.
she's got her mission, and her mission isn't necessarily your guys' mission. You know, like
Yeah.
she wants to hunt down every single one of these things and like completely stop it and destroy it.
I'm not gonna say I know how this is gonna go because I never know how a thing's gonna go. But I could see like somehow this wrapping up in a way where it's like Cleo doesn't have to do all these, but she does.
Yeah.
Like this is obviously her story,
yeah.
but I think that like it's a lot like the replicant or like different people we've met where like K2 like where they could call up and be like, "Yo,
Yeah. Found one that
I
I
need
I
your
got a
help
big
on a
one.
job."
I mean,
You're going to want to be in on this one, Cleo, because I found the boss. You know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like those kinds of things.
the reason for Cleo as well, like maybe not pursuing. I mean, obviously because of the trauma or the not wanting to return to the.
Also,
the
she
place.
didn't know.
She didn't
Like,
know.
she didn't know where they were.
She didn't know what
you know, like
where they were.
She wasn't there on Dias to do the detective work that clearly
Yeah.
somehow. And I still haven't explained how it is that
And we don't
that
even really
Margo
know what
managed to get on
happened.
the scent.
Well, also I was going to say that because you were switched in a kind of test and a not ideal situation, amnesia could come into it. You know, like memory
Yeah.
loss and stuff. Like,
But also, if I rock up in this body, like having been gone for a long time,
Well, I imagine as well, like Cleo at that early point. I reckon she couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
Yet. I reckon she was just like, there's this
I like-
growling, snarling.
I picture it like in
mess.
District 9, where like when he at first starts turning into an alien and he's like real fucking strange and sick and
that
like
or
he can't even open the cat food to eat it, and he's hiding from the police, and his girlfriend's like, it's okay, but he can't even call her.
Dr. Manhattan as well. You know, just kind of like
Yeah, like that
struggling
too.
to figure out what's going on, and then finally there's that moment where it's
On
like
November
boom.
19th, a skeleton appeared in the laboratory.
Yeah.
That was me trying to organize my atoms. I feel like a lot of those kinds of stories, like when you read like different versions of the Hulk, and it's like for a long time, like in the beginning, he just fucks off to like
Yeah.
South America
Yeah.
or like because he can't hang. Like he doesn't know how to control it. He hasn't learned anything yet.
Mhm.
Like
Well, that's because like you got like her like this sort of like this weird like cloak like standing on the cliff like it is very like like the Hulk at the end. I mean, I think
Yeah,
the
it
old
is
like
like
the
the Hulk.
70s Hulk TV show where he'd always like the sad music would play and he'd walk out
it's
of
a
town.
lot like the Hulk, actually. I
Mhm.
never thought about it till right now. I feel like so many of these stories mirror so many other stories. Like, I think, it just
Yeah.
You know, you can't avoid it. But
Damn,
Fuck,
Dick,
I mean-
that was fucking great. That was really good.
it just
Well,
blows my mind.
I'm glad
that
you're liking it.
everything
I was
births
worried.
more.
I was worried that I was like, being a bit cheeky, going straight back into like
Nah.
the white prefab, like.
Nah,
But
love
it's
it.
kind of great though,
I'm
isn't
really
it?
enjoying it. It makes it seem like we planned all this really well.
Well,
but
I mean, I think Dick probably
Dick has.
did.
Dick has planned it all really well.
And we just rolled
just
with
rolled
it.
off.
I'm only ever a couple episodes ahead because like my original Margo plans were completely different. Like it was still gonna be a heist.
When
where
we're
she was,
done,
like,
though, can we
gonna
know
get you
Yeah,
to-
when we're done, you have to tell us.
the secrets?
Hmm?
When we're done,
Yeah.
I get okay. Maybe not. Like keep your.
I mean,
secrets.
what sort of secrets?
Just what you
But
were
it's
going to
just
do
like-
with Margo.
I don't know, like, cause
Well, I was going to do something very similar to this, but it would have been like some completely different kind of heist. Like
This
it would have just been
fucks,
like
though.
her trying to make some money.
Mm.
this is way more poignant. Like
Hmm.
this is hard as hell. I feel like this is even cooler that it's this close.
Yeah.
Because it would have been real easy to pack it up and just be like, escort quest,
Yeah.
But now it's like everybody that's listening just went on this whole
They're right
adventure.
there with us.
And so for them,
Well, it
it's
really
like,
does make it feel like there was a real point to Cleo Day as well,
Yeah.
because it
Yeah.
was setting us up for this storyline.
fuck,
which,
that was
Fucking
so
great. I'm loving it.
I was so like, fuck.
I was very happy when I suddenly came up with my Margo as vigilante story.
I
was like,
love it.
hang
Mm.
on. It was basically like when I I had her like come and talk to Bordis and Fron, and I was like, oh man, she really liked Cleo,
Yeah.
and she really did care about all the people going and vanishing in there. Yeah, actually, I think she said that she wanted to stand back and laugh, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but she was
I mean,
warning.
people
she,
are like that.
She warned us not to go, so she was probably warning others, like, don't go in there. Like,
She just wasn't emotionally intelligent yet.
yeah,
And probably still
And
isn't.
probably
Because everybody in
because she
space
just
has
smashed a dude's
problems.
head into the ground. So
I don't know. That part felt good,
Yeah.
but
cathartic.
I mean that old dude wanted to fucking puppeteer her friend's body. Like
that old
that's,
dude wanted to be
the-
one of these.
Well,
I probably.
I mean,
I don't
that
know.
was a fucking amazing episode.
that was nuts.
Thank you, Dickie, and thank you everyone for listening. Holy heck!
Yeah.
You've made it
Thank
to
you.
another episode. Oh, so good to have you all with us, listening along, joining in on these adventures through space.
You make our year.
Yeah.
an exhale.
Yeah, a big exhale, a big boy exhale for a
big
big
one.
boy nap for
Big
a big
boy.
boys episode.
It is time for a big boy nap.
I need me a big boy
Yeah.
nap.
Yeah.
Damn. So thank you for joining us on this space adventure. Now there are some ways you can help us grow the show, and that is word of mouth. We are still a
Tell your
small
mum.
production. It's just us three.
We're a little grassroots baby game.
Everything about the
Yeah.
show is us three. We do it all together. And so reaching new listeners is difficult. So tell a friend, tell your friend's mum, put us out on socials. That would be huge. And give us those reviews and juicy 5 stars, because that stuff it's gold.
It's gold. It's not really about like ratings or clout. It's actually about algorithms, and it helps.
It does.
So
does.
if you got the
It do.
time, you got the little thing pops up. Just give us a little review.
Yeah.
We love
Oh,
it.
cheer, bro.
But share it around. Come join our Discord. Hang out with us.
We chat on there every day.
we do
every
like
day.
it's
We
it's like my main Discord. I'm on a bunch of them, but like this one. There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah.
Taylor shares memes on the daily. Dickie is out
I do.
there playing games on his Twitch, and you can find out about that through the Discord or
There's coupon codes
there's coupon codes. And
for
Is there
stuff.
coupon codes? I don't know
and
about those.
things.
oh no,
There's a coupon code on there today, I saw.
oh nice.
And if you're feeling a little bit flush, you're feeling like your income has become a little bit disposable.
Yes.
We got a
Oh.
Patreon.
Share the
Yeah, we do.
load.
Yeah, no pressure, but you get access to a bunch of cool stuff. We got a
Oh,
second
yes.
podcast where we just ramble. So if you like the sound of our voices as much as we do,
Oh,
Haha.
which actually that's a bad way to pitch it. It's unlikely you like the sound of our voices as much as we do. But if you like the sound of our voices even close to sort of like 30-40% of how much we do, that's about how much gets kept in after the edit anyway.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
So we've got
yeah,
extra.
you could listen to our sidearm podcast
You will like
over
it.
there on
Maybe.
Patreon.
Yes.
And there's other goodies there as well. We got our old campaign. We got
D&D.
D&D
we did
fantasy.
that years ago. There's a reason why we got this wholesome chemistry, and it's
There's a
we've
reason
been
why
at
we
it.
call Dan a bard.
Been at it for a while.
And Tay a pirate.
Yeah.
But
And Dick a
speaking
dick.
of bards, speaking of bards, the other little thing the Patreon might do for you is that you get your name sung at the end of the episode. I'm feeling
little song.
I'm feeling bardic. So
Inspiration.
Give everyone a +1 to their interactions for the day with your cheeky little song.
Coilithia, Jasper the Bard, Morris, Chris, Jolie, and Claude, Jason, Tobias,
Ooh.
Isaac, Waco, Bodie, Max, Jimmy, Pell, Shimadov, Ben, Trevor, Ybots, 999, Randy, Nicola, Ibel, Queen, Marcus, Brackelman, and Lucas Duff. And cheaper by the dungeon. Boom. That was our Patreon.
Oh, Diggy, you nailed it. Brilliant stuff.
He gets one take to do that.
just
We don't
one.
give him any extra time.
Just
That's
one.
it. And every week he makes
I
a
try and
different
make some of it
song.
rhyme, but it's.
I think you nailed it.
I think so.
Well,
That
heck.
could be you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dickie. Thank you, Tay.
Thanks.
Oh,
Thanks for listening, everyone at the other end of these headphones. Are you listening on headphones?
I hope you are.
Most of you are, I
I
reckon.
hope you are. That way we're
At
If
in
you're
least-
not
your
listening
head.
on headphones,
At
then
least one of
good
you
on
is
ya. That's very
listening from a
brave.
foghorn on an ocean liner.
Yeah, one of you is.
One of you.
One of these cunts gonna get
One of these
stabbed.
cats gonna get stabbed right in the fucking noggin with our bloody shank.
That's what the whales are saying because they're like,
So yeah,
please
if you
turn it
weren't
down.
if you weren't using headphones before, maybe you are now.
Oh, lovely. Oh,
Anyway,
big boy nap time.
Big boy nap time.
it's time for a big boy nap. We are swiftly approaching midnight, and
We'll see
I
you
need
after
my
our big boy nap. Bye.
I'll be good on the next mission after my nap.
Woo!
Bada boom. Tune in next time for another edge of your seat adventure in space with the Backwater Bastards.
If you enjoy listening, but also have eyes, check out our Instagram, where we post drawings, illustrations, character art from our adventures. Backwater_bastards. Check out our Instagram on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Michael Freiberg, the creator of IntroQuest, a new 3D audio adventure podcast. IntroQuest, that's 2 words, INTRA space quest, is out now and available everywhere you listen to podcasts. Now stay tuned for the trailer, and then check out and subscribe to the show.
You must be the civilian mercenaries Ether and Sirius.
I'm Ether, and Big Guy is serious.
I'm Logo. I'm here to seek your services for a mission.
iHeartRadio presents IntroQuest, an adventure podcast.
I need to take off my amulet. I have to see for myself what happened. I need to go inside my mind.
You're taking off your amulet?
If I let Umbra in, I might find the truth in the intro.
Three adventurers face a dark force on their quest to return home.
Winds approaching gale force speed! Sandstorm imminent!
Storm coming! We have to keep going. It's the only way! This looks like the end.
Come to the intro.
We'll complete the mission and make it home.
It'll be like an adventure.
Last one there, Rocket Moon Pop!
Listen to IntroQuest on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.